Next up, at UFC Paris, we have Benoit Saint-Denis taking on Thiago Moises. Benoit Saint-Denis, 11-1 overall. 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that submission win over Ismael Bonfim. He's taking on Thiago Moises, 17-6 overall. 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that submission win over Melk Costa. And Benoit is a phenomenal wrestler. He's a very good wrestler. He's going to come forward. He's got well-timed shots, a ton of pressure on top. He's got good old-fashioned, lower his level, attack the leg style wrestling, right? Not really cage, clinch, slow, like literally just shoot takedowns type wrestling. He has 4 fights in the UFC. He's got 8 takedowns in those fights. And the incredible part about that is in those 4 fights, he's only seen the 3rd round once, so he's getting all of those takedowns. He's getting all of that control time in just the first 2 rounds for the most part. When he gets into the ground, he's got great pressure. He works his submissions well. He's got a ton of power in his feet, he carries that power down to the ground with him, but he gets hit. He's got a negative striking differential of 4-6. He's coming off that submission win over Ismael Bonfim, where it was just, 2 days after that win, he put together a whole montage of literally me and other people like me.
I forgot about that.
Saying, I think Ismael is going to win this fight. And he just put together this whole montage of just me being wrong, tweeted it out to the world.
Didn't put me in there because I think he's
and you picked against him.
A lot of fighters have a lot of respect for me, but I think a lot of them are scared of me.
I literally, after you leave my house, I Windex everything. I spray it all down Lysol. I'm afraid of you too. I don't know what you have. I don't know if it's contagious, but I enjoy my eyebrows. I enjoy what I've got going on. So yeah, I understand if fighters don't want to engage. It makes sense.
A lot of insecurities coming out in that rant. You know, I don't like to get personal with you. I don't know why you need to get personal with me.
Sure. He's taking on Thiago Moises. This guy's a very slick grappler. He does a really good job staying dangerous, but staying composed, meaning he's going to get to a position. He's going to stay there. He's going to work towards the submission instead of being erratic and just chasing. Even though he is primarily a grappler and he does average a little more than 1 takedown per fight, he does have technical striking. He can hang with most people on the feet. He uses his low kicks to set up those takedowns. I'm Bonfim all the way. And if you're a premium member, you saw that I put a oh yeah, my bad. I'm Benoit. Boy. That's a jab at Benoit for that stupid edit. I am Benoit all day. If you're a premium member, would you shut the fuck up? It's not helping.
Ah, shit.
If you are a premium member, you saw I put a full unit on Benoit Saint-Denis last week at plus 100. This dude opened at a minus 135 favorite, was bet all the way down to even money, and now he's going all the way back up to favorite, and I hit it right at the peak. I saw a bunch of you tailed, a bunch of you hop on that, and if he wins, great. Best value we could have gotten on the card. If he loses, well, who cares what the odds were? But I do think he wins this fight. I think, first of all, he's going to be the better raw wrestler, right? We know that. He's going to have the better takedowns than Thiago. He's going to have more power in his hands than Thiago. Thiago might actually be a more technical striker, but Benoit's going to have more power. But I don't think any of that matters. I think Benoit's going to get in his face, get the takedowns, and he has good enough jiu-jitsu to not be submitted. I think it's literally that simple. I think it's a 3-round decision of Benoit just grinding and elbowing. And Thiago, like this older generation. I know he's young. How old is he? Oop. Oh, I don't have the... I don't have the stats graphic here. How'd I mess that up? Anyway...
How could you do that? Couldn't be the alcohol.
I do these sober in the middle of the day. Anyway, Thiago Moises... I think he's just going to be... Thiago Moises he's not old, but he's that older style where he's just like...
He's 28 years old.
Exactly.
Stupid bitch.
That's what I just said. I literally said he's not old, but he's that older... Who do you think wins?
Frank had a nice little comment here that you're not going to like, but please don't ban him for it because I think it's pretty funny. He said, wow, a full unit, Hell's Kitchen, here we come. Which is pretty funny. Well, if I start talking, you might start banning them, and I don't want that to happen.
Please talk.
Oh,
I'm just going to move on to the next fight. Well, I was in the middle of my breakdown, and you wanted to
I can see you bouncing your leg, too.
I always do that.
It's just worrisome here. Did you take your medication today?
I'm just going to move on to the next fight with only my breakdown.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Benoit Saint-Denis, the best part about this the whole week with Benoit Saint-Denis, and I don't disagree with what people are saying, but the same people that were screaming that bomb. Oh, I thought you timed him. I looked up and saw somebody who was timed out. I thought that was him.
All of
them. The same people that were screaming that this dude was going to get smoked by Bonfim and Bonfim's going to dominate and this and the same people that were screaming it are the same people that are like, oh my God, Benoit Saint-Denis is the lock of the week. Thiago doesn't stand a chance. And you guys know who you are. And it's most of you that are screaming about Saint-Denis. Listen, I understand the toughness and the abilities that Benoit Saint-Denis brings into this fight. That is not lost on me. I'm a big fan of Benoit Saint-Denis. And if he comes in and gets the takedown and smokes Thiago, I'm not going to be surprised, right? Because that is where people are leaning to at this point. And he has all the capabilities to do that. But when I watch him against a guy like Thiago, I don't really like the entries. Now, he is relentless with him, and I got a little bit of hate by saying this, and I don't mean this in a mean way. To me, and I've talked about it with you, and I mentioned my quick pick video, he is like the Cody Durden of this 155 division, to where Cody is not like the most talented guy. He's not the best striker, but he will land strikes and land powerful strikes. He's not the best wrestler in that division, but he will outwork people. He will outgrapple people just from his relentlessness and his grit and his toughness. That's exactly who Benoit Saint-Denis is. He's not going to be the more technical striker, but you'll see him land shots on people. He's not going to be I don't think he's a better grappler than Thiago in a straight grappling match. But he can win the grappling because he is just so persistent with it and so relentless with it. And he's so aggressive with it. So, yes, he can do that to people. But Thiago's been around the block, man. He has really good takedown defense.
Yeah, he's old.
He's a really, really good grappler. I think he's the much better striker in this matchup. If he can defend the takedowns and keep defending the takedowns, I think he can pick this guy apart. Now, Benoit's tough. He's not going to get put away. I mean, you saw in that fight versus Zaleski or whatever. I mean, it was fucking insane, the beating that he took. So he's going to be around. He's always going to be live for a scramble or anything weird. But Thiago knows how to stay safe. If you watch that Islam fight, Islam really had to work for those takedowns. And I think that if we put Islam versus Benoit Saint-Denis, there's nobody saying that Benoit Saint-Denis is going to smoke Islam, right? I mean, Islam is the much better grappler. He really had to work. Now, he did finish Thiago. That was a 4th round. There was a 5-round fight. And we saw Thiago at one point pick up Islam and slam him on his head. I mean, he's a really, really good grappler. I think he's being a little bit underrated here. I think there's a little bit of recency bias, but I get it. You know, Benoit's a tough dude. My pick is going to be Thiago.
Who's your pick? Are you afraid of making the highlight video on Twitter?
My hope is that if there's a big enough delay, he can't. Now it's like, do I add this one? Do I not add this one? Because I think Benoit Saint-Denis is a super tough guy. You know, good looking. You know, I'm a big fan of his, and you know, I picking.
Jacob on the Thiago side. I am on the Benoit side, but I agree with everything you're saying. And I've bet on Thiago in the past. We've made a lot of money on him in the past. And I think he's been your lock of the week in the past. Like, Thiago's very, very good. And when I was saying he's that older generation of fighter, not literal age, but definitely in style. Like, he really wants to grapple. He has worked out his striking, but it's very technical. And he's the type of guy that if you stay in his face and you wrestle, he's got that old school lay in my back jiu-jitsu, and that's just not going to work. So I agree. If Thiago comes forward, I think Thiago's best game plan here should be offensively wrestle. He should come forward.
Meet aggression with aggression.
Yeah, if he comes forward and he wrestles Benoit, that's how Zaleski beat him. If he wrestles Benoit and he stays in his face, now Benoit's defensive. And that's way different than if you just let him charge at you, shooting a million takedowns in a row. So if I have seen Thiago in the past, I thought you were going to say something. You just took a weird breath.
I would never interrupt.
Thank you so much. If I'd seen Thiago in the past have that crazy forward aggression, I actually would have been closer to his side, but I haven't. And I think he's going to wait for the takedowns, and Benoit's just going to shoot a million times.
He's been a little bit different since that Joel Alvarez fight. I mean, he really kind of got embarrassed because he was kind of backing up, and Joel was like, all right, here's some fucking elbows you can take home with you. And he took those elbows home, and he seemed like he's a little bit of a different guy in his last couple fights. Seems aggressive, especially in the grappling. I think people are going to be surprised by the effort that Thiago brings in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a tough loss for me for sure because I threw a full unit on Benoit. But I will spend.
But you got good value. That is good value. If he was still a dog, I would probably bet Benoit at a dog. I don't want him now, but that dog money, that was good, Angelo. Nice job.
Thank you so much. I literally thought that when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, he's going to be a 3-1 favorite. And I was like, what?
Who, Benoit?
These are the odds? Yeah, I thought he was going to be a massive favorite, especially with recency bias and fighting at home. Like, there were just so many things. I'm like, this guy's going to be a huge favorite.
Well,
here.
you know he doesn't actually live in the arena.
I know.
Angelo.
He's Canadian. Yeah, okay. Doesn't he live in Canada, though, too?
Oh, God. He's a French Canadian?
I could be wrong. I thought he lived in Canada. I could be way
He was fucking French Special Forces. Why would he live in Canada?
Because people move.
Nobody moves
I
to
could be
Canada.
wrong. He may not
People
be
are
living in Canada right now.
Has anyone ever actually moved to Canada? People are just Canadians.
I
Canadians, I fucking moved to Florida. I know that. Jesus.
Well, anyway, I am going to spend the $8,500 on Benoit. I think he's going to get the takedowns, get the control time, and get it done. Are you going to do the $7,700 on Thiago? He's phenomenal value if you think he wins.
Well, no, because he's not going to win by finish. You're not going to finish Benoit unless something wild happens.
Takedowns and control.
I don't think it's going to engage
important.
in the grappling. I think he's a better striker. I think he defends the takedowns and picks them apart. Benoit's not a great striker. He's just tough. He's really tough.
If you think Thiago's going to have his most success trying to keep the fight standing, I think Benoit's just going to relentlessly shoot and win.
Cool.
That's a lot of takedowns to defend. All right.
Thanks, man.
Hey, would you like to bet $100 against me?
Thanks, man. What, you want to go to bet openly right now? I'll do it right now. Run your fat little mouth. Here we go.
All right, you put it up on bet openly.
Yep.
I'll take
Here we go.
Go ahead.
You caused this. How much you want on it?
Just throw $100 on it.
Oh, just 100, huh?
A unit. That's $100.
I'll go fucking 3.
I already have 100 on it.
That's what I thought. That's fine. That's what I thought. That's why
$100. If you guys don't know what Bet Openly is, check the link in our description. It's basically how you can bet idiots, and they have to pay. And you're going to get better odds. Basically, Jacob is literally going to spend his own money. He's going to put up $100 of his own money. He's going to send me the link, and then I'm going to put up my own money. And if I win, I take his actual money. And we know each other in real life, so we probably would just Venmo normally. But for you guys arguing in the comment section and you guys arguing with us, Bet Openly is the best way to do it. A, you're going to get better odds. And B, they have to pay. And C, you take the actual money.
There you go. It's getting ready to come over. Plus 142 odds on that. Nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean?
Where are you sending it? Don't put it in a live chat. Somebody else is going to grab it.
Well, I'll put it in this little private chat we got going on here that we're going to use later.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Unlock everything you need. And keep an eye on the betting video, because the betting video that we put on, or that I put out on Fridays, I talk about all our Bet Openly videos, so you can go ahead and grab those and try to take my money. Nobody's done it yet.
Check the chat.
The YouTube chat or text chat?
The chat right here in Talk Studio. There should be a little private chat that I sent it in.
Oh, there it is. Ooh. All right. Let me take this right now. $10. 100 to win. 170.42. Bet is placed. Oh, I gotta log in. Jesus Christ.
Now it's gonna be like, oh, I'll do it later, and then
No.
I'll just do it later.
Nothing makes me happier than taking your actual money.
When does that ever happen? When does that ever happen? Holy shit! I dominate every bet we make.
What the fuck is my?
I literally can't remember the last time I lost a bet to anyone for anything. If someone could remind me, I have no idea the last time I lost a bet.
Please hold. I'm still logging in.
Holy shit!
I didn't save my password.
Oh my god! Here we go.
Well, ever since the hack, I don't save any
Cock
passwords.
and balls 69. That's what it always is.
I literally am going to have to do forgot password.
Balls and wieners.
Franks and Beans. You know what movie that's from?
Yeah, I do. But balls and wieners are just a little bit more PG.
Socially acceptable. Here's my username. Let's reset my password. New password.
Somebody's hitting all caps. Chris Benoit all day. Jesus Christ. What a wild story. That and the Owen Hart thing, too, is wild. I remember that, too, man. Do you remember when that happened? I wasn't watching it at the time. I could never get the pay-per-views. I remember, dude, there was so many times that I was at my grandparents' house and they were asleep and I'm sleeping in the living room on the couch, got the TV, they had satellite dish. And I sat there and I had it fucking, all right, SummerSlam or whatever it fucking was, WrestleMania, and I have it clicked. And it's like, do you actually want to buy this? And I'm like, am I actually going to scam out my fucking grandparents right now to watch WrestleMania?
Hell
They're gonna get the bill and be like, no, I never did. I got that point. I'm just like, I literally would sit there and be like, fuck, man, if I could watch this, it'd be fucking incredible. And I never did it. Never did it.